Close your eye. Let's go back. Not 100 years, not 1,000, but over 5,000 years, to a time when there were no countries, no names, just rivers, stars, and small human footprints in wet soil. This was the beginning, before kings, before borders. People lived by the rivers, the Indus, the Nile, the Tigris, the Euphrates. They built small homes with clay and straw. They didn't have cement, but they had rhythm. They knew when to plant seeds, when to wait, when to harvest. The sun was their calendar. The moon was their clock. In the ancient city of Mohenjo-daro, there were streets. Can you believe that? Streets. Thousands of years ago. And they were cleaner than most cities today. They had drainage. They had wells. They even had homes with bathrooms. And yet, there were no loud machines, no pollution, no rush. The world moved slowly. The wind passed through mud walls. Children played with clay toys, and old people told stories under trees. At night, the stars were the only light. Can you imagine that? A sky so dark, so pure, that the Milky Way looked like a glowing river above your head. There were no written rules, only memory. Grandparents passed down wisdom through songs and stories. And fire. Fire was sacred. It kept them warm. It cooked their food. It danced with them in silence. Civilization was not born in chaos. It was born in silence, in patience, in simplicity. And tonight, as you lie here, let the ancient world hold you. Let its stillness calm your thoughts. Because once, long before noise, humanity began in peace, and in your breath right now. That peace still lives. Just breathe. Let the river of time carry you. Sleep, like the earth has just begun. Close your eyes again. We leave the quiet river villages behind and walk into the age of kings, of towers, of temples, of ambition carved into stone. Empires were not born in a day. They grew like trees, one brick, one dream, one battle at a time. In the West, Rome rose from the mud, a city of warriors, engineers, and storytellers. They built roads that stretched for miles, baths with flowing water, and great arenas where crowds cheered, cried, and waited for history to unfold. Far to the east, the Maurya Empire flourished in India. Ashoka the Great once rode into war, but when he saw the suffering, he chose peace. He dropped the sword and turned to the path of wisdom, compassion, and dharma. In Egypt, the pyramids touched the sky. They were built not just with stone, but with belief. Belief in the afterlife, in gods that walk the earth, in a soul that never dies. Each empire had its glory and its shadow. They ruled with laws, but also with fear. They built cities, but sometimes on the backs of the poor. And like all things in this world, they rose and then they fell. But still, they left behind echoes, stone columns, carvings, stories etched in copper, lessons in gold. What did they teach us? That power is temporary, that peace is harder than war, that true greatness lies not in conquest, but in the wisdom to choose when to stop. Tonight, as you lie here, you are walking through palaces of the past. You are sitting beside kings, not to serve, but to listen. Listen to the quiet inside every empire, the part history rarely tells, the moment when the noise fades and only silence remains. Because even the greatest empires end in stillness, and that's where dreams begin. Let's go deeper now, not into kings or wars, but into a simple day in the life of an ordinary person, thousands of years ago. The sky is soft with the light of early morning. There is no alarm clock, only the crow of a rooster and the soft sound of footsteps outside. A young girl carries a clay pot to the river. The water is cool, fresh, ancient. She fills it carefully, then walks home barefoot across the earth. In another house, a father grinds wheat with stone. The sound is steady, slow, rhythmic, like a heartbeat. The smell of fresh flour rises in the air. Nearby, a mother lights a small fire. She places dough on a hot stone. There is no microwave, no gas, just flame, smoke, and patience. The village slowly wakes. Farmers walk toward fields with wooden tools. Children gather under a banyan tree to hear stories from the elders. Some chase goats, others climb trees. Laughter fills the open air. Time moves gently. There are no meetings, no apps, no notifications, only nature, and the body moving with the seasons. The sun climbs high. People rest in the shade. Food is shared from leaf plates. Water is passed from hand to hand. There is no mine or yours on only ours. Community is survival, and simplicity is not a lack. It is a lifestyle. As evening falls, lamps are lit. The smell of oil and earth mixes in the breeze. People gather again. They talk. They sing. They sit beside the fire, not for warmth only, but for connection. And when the stars return to the sky, the village sleeps. No blue light, no machines humming in the dark. Just breath, wind, silence. This was life for centuries. A life close to the land, close to each other, and close to peace. Tonight, imagine you are there, lying on a woven mat, eyes heavy, listening to the slow rhythm of a world that once was. No rush, no fear, just stillness. Let that stillness hold you as you drift deeper into sleep. Now, let's walk away from the noise of cities and empires and enter the forests, the quiet caves, the still minds of those who did not rule with swords, but with thoughts. Every civilization had its saints, its thinkers, its quiet revolutionaries. In India, there was a prince who left his palace one night and sat beneath a tree. He watched his breath, he let go of desires, and he became the Buddha. He didn't conquer land, he conquered suffering. He didn't teach power, he taught balance. Far away in Greece, there was a man named Socrates who walked barefoot through Athens. He didn't give answers, he asked questions. What is justice? What is good? Can you know yourself? He was sentenced to death, but his thoughts still live. In China, there was Confucius, who believed that peace in the family creates peace in the world. He spoke of duty, kindness, respect. In Persia, there were poets who wrote verses so deep they felt like dreams. Rumi said, "The wound is where the light enters you." These people never built palaces, but they built wisdom. They spoke slowly. They walked simply. And yet their words still move the world. They remind us that silence is powerful, that the strongest voice often comes from stillness. As you rest tonight, imagine sitting beneath a tree with a cool breeze on your face and nothing to chase, no timeline, no goal, just breath and thought. The ancient world had war and empires, but it also had peace. It had wisdom that whispers even now. If you ever feel lost, know that long before you, others also searched, and sometimes they found the truth, not in noise, but in quiet. So now, let that quiet settle in your chest, like morning mist on a forest, like a scroll being opened, slowly, and sleep in the light of their wisdom. We've walked through villages, stood in palaces, sat beneath trees of wisdom. Now let's walk into silence, into what remains, ruins, stone temples covered in moss, broken statues missing faces, walls cracked by time, words half erased, but even in ruins, history speaks. Not loudly, it whispers. Every fallen pillar was once part of a dream. Every silent courtyard once heard laughter, footsteps, prayers. Empires thought they would last forever, but nothing does. Time moves like wind, slow, gentle, but unstoppable. And yet, these ruins do not only speak of endings, they remind us of life, that people once lived here, loved here, fought, built, cried, danced, right where the grass grows now. They remind us that we too will one day fade, but maybe a piece of our kindness, a story, a song will remain. History is not about remembering every date or every king. It's about listening to what time leaves behind. In ruins, in rivers, in the spaces between words. You don't have to be a ruler to leave a legacy. You just have to live with meaning. Tonight, as you lie still, imagine walking through an ancient place. The air is quiet. The stones are warm from the sun. Birds sing softly in the trees above. And you feel it. The past. Not gone, but sleeping. Just like you now. History sleeps with us, around us, within us. And tomorrow, we become part of it too. So let go now of noise, of plans, of time. Let your thoughts rest like ancient stone. Let your breath slow like falling dust. Sleep with the memory of everything and the pressure of nothing. You are safe. You are still. You are timeless. Good night.